Hello friends, welcome to Electronic Circuit Hub. So today we will understand op-amp Colpit oscillator. Till now we have seen RC feedback oscillator, that is RC phase shift oscillator and Wien bridge oscillator. Now we will see the LC feedback oscillator, that is Colpit oscillator and Hartley oscillator. So today we will learn what is LC tank circuit, the working of LC tank circuit. We will see the classification of LC feedback oscillator. We will understand the Colpit oscillator oscillation and startup condition. We will see the loading effect of feedback circuit. We will understand the application of Colpit oscillator. Alright. So now we will understand the working of LC tank circuit. So a capacitor C and an inductor L forms LC tank. That is why it is called LC tank circuit. So at time t equals to 0, you apply a voltage source across this capacitor. Now this capacitor stored energy. Once this capacitor is completely charged, this will discharge through this inductor. And the current flowing through this inductor is now I. The current flowing through this inductor is I. So we know that the inductor stored the energy in the form of magnetic field, and energy stored across this inductor is given by half of L I square. So if the current increases, the energy stored at this inductor increases. Alright. So let's say the plot between current, inductor current and this time t. So as the current increasing, the energy stored at this inductor is increasing. Okay. At some point of time, this inductor stored energy till its peak value. Let's say here. Okay. So now once inductor stored the energy till its peak value, the magnetic field across this inductor collapsing now. Since we know that the current across the inductor cannot change instantaneously, so since the magnetic field across this inductor is collapsing now, so it will discharge through this path. Now this capacitor is negatively charging again, right? So we know that magnetic flux density V equals to mu 0 I divided by 2 pi r, right? So you can see the magnetic flux density is directly proportional to the current of this inductor. So since the magnetic field collapsing now, this current will also decrease. Okay, so you can see in the plot here, now since your magnetic field is collapsing, your current is also decreasing, and at some point of time the current across this inductor is 0. So this inductor completely releases its energy. Now this capacitor charges again till its peak value using this current path, and you can see the discharging current is negative now. Again this inductor will store the energy till its peak, and this time inductor will discharge through this path. Okay, and again this capacitor will charge. So you can see here a capacitor and inductor storing and releasing the energy in forth and back. Okay, so at some point of time, because of the losses in the capacitor and inductor, losses due to the equivalent series resistance and losses due to the winding resistance of this inductor, after certain point of time, after some time, this oscillation will die out. So to sustain a oscillation we need to have a gain. Okay, so for sustaining oscillation you need to have some gain circuit which will provide a sustained oscillation, right? So now we will see the classification of LC feedback oscillator. So in this circuit a LC feedback is used to form a oscillation. So you can see if Z1 and Z2 are capacitor and Z3 are inductor, it is Colpit oscillator. And if Z1 and Z2 are inductor and Z3 is capacitor, it is Hartley oscillator. Alright. So this is basically tune tank circuit. So this LC circuit provides 180-degree phase shift and it acts as a resonant filter and passes only desired frequency, right? The frequency of oscillation for this LC tuned circuit is FR equals to 1 divided by 2 pi under root L into CT, where CT equals to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So this is the effective total effective capacitance, right? CT is total effective capacitance which is in series, right? So this is the basic circuit diagram of Colpit oscillator. Okay, now we will understand the oscillation and startup condition for Colpit oscillator. So here you can see a LC tank circuit is used. This will give 180-degree phase shift, right? 180 degrees phase shift, and this is your inverting amplifier. This will again give you 180-degree phase shift, right? So you will get here total 0 oblique 360-degree phase shift at your output, right? So the attenuation of this LC tank circuit is given by the beta, which is equals to Vf divided by Vout. Okay, so Vf is voltage across this capacitor C1 and Vout is voltage across this capacitor C2. So voltage across this capacitor C1 is I x C1 and voltage across this capacitor C2 is I x C2, right? Let's say the current flowing through this circuit is I. So this will cancel out and you will get Xc1 is capacitive reactance for capacitor C1 and X2 is capacitive reactance for this capacitor C2, and Xc1 equals to 1 divided by 2 pi FRC1 divide by 1 divided by 2 pi FRC2, and if you solve this, this will be cancel out and you will get C2 divided by C1, right? You will get C2 divided by C1. So condition for oscillation is AV into beta equals to 1, right? So what is your beta? Beta equals to C2 divided by C1. If you replace C2 by C1, you will get AV equals to C1 by C2. Okay, so condition for starting oscillation is A beta is slightly higher than 1. So that is AV slightly higher than C1 divided by C2. And what is your AV? Your AV for inverting amplifier is minus R2 divided by R1. So this is AV, R2 divided by R1 for inverting amplifier. This should be slightly, the ratio of R2 divided by R1 should be slightly greater than the ratio of C1 divided by C2 to start a oscillator, right? So now we will see the loading effect due to this feedback circuit, right? Since we know that the input impedance of this operational amplifier is low, because of that it will draw a high current and this will load the circuit. Frequency of this parallel LC resonance is given by Fr, which is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi under root L into Ct into square root of q square divided by q square plus 1, right? So this is the thumb rule. If quality factor is greater than 10, so that means your oscillation frequency Fr equals to 1 divided by 2 pi under root L into Ct. So there is no distortion in the oscillation frequency. And if your quality factor is less than 10, your oscillation frequency reduces with this quality factor. Okay, right? So to avoid this problem, we can use another buffer circuit or very high impedance circuit here. This will rectify the problem of loading. And in some cases, because of very low impedance at output, let's say your RL load impedance is very low, to avoid this problem, people use a impedance transformer here, and the output you can take from here. So this will rectify your loading effect at the output, right? Colpit oscillator is used in mobile radio communication and microwave systems, right? It can be also used for high frequency and high bandwidth application. So thanks for watching this lecture. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in comment section.